Good afternoon, everyone. Can you confirm that you can hear me? All right. Thank you. I'll be sharing my screen now. Um, Please confirm that you can all see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Chima. I work with VFD Microfinance Bank as Mela introduced. And I'll be speaking to us on future-proof strategies to build a thriving professional quality assurance career from an HR perspective. So I did a bit of study and research before my session, and the World Quality Report that was released in October 2024 highlighted that 56% of organizations do not view quality engineering or quality assurance as a strategic part of their organization. 56% of organization stated this. So that means we quality assurance engineers or software testers do not have a seat at the decision-making table. So that's what it's simply implying. And that aside, and that's a very vital point because, again, I think the onus would be on we as QA professionals to prove our point that we are not just there working with an operational mindset, or we are not just in our various companies working in silos, that we understand how what we do translates to the bottom line. I mean, generating revenue. So that's a very, should I say, damning metric that which I believe by the end of this session, we would, take up this responsibility to change the narrative. Yeah, and secondly, looking at also the report, it says 73% of the top emerging technologies, driving advancement in test automation. Now you can see from my slide that the majority of that is going to AI and machine learning. So AI, like my previous facilitators, they spoke on this. AI is here to stay. AI is not coming to take the jobs of quality assurance engineer. It's not coming. It's already here. It's already taking those jobs. It's already taking away or limiting those opportunities. Yeah. So, and again, 71% still report 71% of companies are already using AI-driven tools to handle, some of these repetitive tasks like base data generation and test data analysis. And again, we know the metrics are out there. 75% of teams are replacing manual testing with automation. A lot of organizations, more than 50% of organizations now are trying to implement AI in their quality assurance processes. So, like I said, and most of us, we could say this is a global perspective. This is happening in the US, in Europe. Hello, sorry, you said something?
Yeah, we can only see your first page. Have you been moving?
No. I'm still on this.
Okay, great.
All right. So we might think this is a global narrative, but it also affects we in Africa, we in Nigeria. Because if I don't know if most of us saw there is an AI, the African Union Continental AI strategy report that was released. I think it's late last year or earlier this year. You could try to look at it, the African Union Continental AI strategy report. So Nigeria is included in that report. And we know the AI market in Africa is growing at 28.4% annually. And it said that the market it's projected to go up to 16 points, I think $16 billion in 2030. So all these metrics, all these things we are looking at, it's not just in US or in Europe. It also affects we in Africa in the long run. So I just thought to give us a background of what we are dealing with and what we are facing. And so with this, what's expected of us? What do we do now to be prepared for this shift that's coming on board, or that is on the horizon? So, the first thing you need to do is to hone our AI and machine learning, abilities. So we have to understand how AI testing tools work. Don't just we were interviewing a lady. Although this was not a quality assurance role, but I think we can relate it to that. We were interviewing a lady for a finance role, and we asked her if she could prepare a management report, an accounting management report, and she was like, that what she currently does, that there is an automated Excel document that used to be shared with them. So they will just pull their reports, put the data, and the automation just happens. Everything calculates itself, and you get your report for that month or for that quarter. So it's just like plug and play. But now with what is coming in terms of AI, we cannot afford to still be doing plug and play as software testers. You need to understand how it works. So if they tell you there is no AI, there is no management accounting report, build it from scratch. Would you be able to attempt it? Would you be able to build it and do a satisfactory job or an excellent job? So we need to hone our AI and machine learning abilities. Understand how it works. Secondly, we need to deepen our test automation expertise. I feel we need to, I think we need to find the soft spots, the sweet spot between traditional testing and AI-powered testing. This is what AI does traditionally or manually. This is what we've been doing. What's the sweet spot? What's the middle ground that we can leverage and build our expertise on? It may be that you work somewhere that don't have AI, you don't use AI, or that AI is coming to take up your job, and maybe the opportunity or the privilege is not there to use AI models or tools to learn, but you've done your research, you understand how AI works in terms of software testing. Then you look for the close ground between manual and AI and try to build your expertise on that. So that's what we are trying to say. You have to deepen your test automation expertise. You need to understand test automation and know how to do it even as a person. The next, you need to genuinely work with data. So I read the report, a study that a senior executive said 64% of their data, of their QA strategy lies in data quality. 64% of their QA strategy, their quality assurance lies in data quality. So when you are working, like we always say, AI won't replace people in the very sense of the word, but people who use AI will replace those who don't. Because many organizations may not be able to afford AI to the full extent, to buy, to adopt or to digitally transform totally, revamping the whole system using AI. They would still want to have some humans there, but the humans they are going to leave are those that can leverage on AI, that can use AI, that can work with AI. So now you have to work with data if you want to work with AI. We are working. You have to understand this product you are testing. What are we looking for? What's the feedback we have from users? How can we improve this to give us our desired outcome? So data is key. Data should be at the forefront of your mind while you are working, not what you think or what you are assuming. Work with data, because data will help you be more objective and factual when producing your work or reports. So secondly, enhance collaboration practices. I had Sandra, who spoke earlier, talked about we improving our collaboration skills, and that's we can't say enough of this. We need to know how to work with people. Relationship is key. AI is not one that builds relationship, but we as humans, we should be able to build relationships. You develop your interpersonal skills, your emotional intelligence skills, know how to interface between different units, different teams, be a business partner, relate effectively with your colleagues within the organization. Try to cross they call it cross tasking now or cross multitasking now. You understand? Try to help team. Okay, this is what you want to do, and when you do this, you send it to us to work on. But how can you adequately do this so that when it gets to my table, there won't be so much back and forth? The work will just go on smoothly. So enhance collaboration skills. Be open to working with people. Be open to learning. Be open to feedback. Yeah, and that. So these are just a highlight of some of the things we need to do now to be prepared later. So next, I want to speak on the skills you need to future-proof your career against AI. The skills you may need to future-proof your career against AI, and the first is product expertise. Like I was saying, you don't, like I said initially, you don't have to work with an operational mindset. You work and you're working in silos. You need to understand how what you do contributes to the bottom line of your business. So you have to develop a deep end-to-end understanding of your product. You should be able to identify potential risks. So now, remember, you're a quality assurance engineer, you're a software tester, you're not the product manager. But you have to understand the product so that they can call you into meetings, so that they can ask your opinions during meetings. Not that when they are having meetings and you're out there, they just say you all need to test for bugs, and so let him just be outside. You understand? You have to understand the product. What you are doing, it relates to this product. So I don't just want to understand how to test for bugs and resolve bugs. I want to understand the product. What is this product trying to achieve? That will help you be a more valuable member of your team and of your organization. I always tell people, the more versatile you are, the more valuable you are. The more versatile you are, the more you can contribute to various areas within your organization, the more valuable you will be to the organization. You'll be that kind of person that they say he has resigned, and they say, no, the MD wants to meet with him. Why are you resigning? I got a better offer. Okay, can we match the offer? Can we even pay you more than what your employers, your potential employers wants to pay you? All this comes from value. But if you are one who is not valuable, who is expendable, who the organization thinks that okay, you can go and won't feel it that much. You can just get a replacement. Then I think that would be a huge minus for you. Because in terms of product expertise, AI AI can miss critical edges. You understand? So let's say, for example, you work in e-commerce, and you understand the user journey for e-commerce, and with that, since you understand the user journey, if AI generates a test, for example, it could miss critical edges like, let's say, abandoned cart recovery or payments gateway failures during peak traffic. AI can generate all those tests, but it cannot understand the business impact or user pain points like someone like you who knows the product intimately. That's why you need to understand your product. Second is critical thinking. You should be able to analyze complex scenarios. Um, okay, you looked at it. One, you understand the product you are working on. Look for innovative testing strategies. Um, how does this align with our context? Because in terms of AI, thinking critically is also is a key skill to future-proof your career against AI. Thirdly is risk assessment. Um, so let's say, for example, you as a QA professional who is good at his stuff, you could advise your boss, or if you have the authority, you could decide to delay a mobile app release because you've recognized a minor login bug which could affect millions of users during a Black Friday campaign. Although when you try to run a scenario using AI, it marked this as a low priority. Just imagine marking a bug that will affect users from, say, for example, logging in, during a Black Friday campaign. AI could mark it as a low priority, but you know that this is not actually a low priority issue. It could actually be a high risk issue. So risk assessment is also very key. You have to evaluate, try to see the potential impact of the product and what you do on users and the overall business objectives. Next is contextual awareness. You have to put yourself in customer shoes. I think I've said this indirectly before. You have to put yourself in the shoes of your users, the shoes of your customer, and tailor your testing approaches accordingly. So you are working with the user at the back of your mind. Like, for example, looking at it, if you won't say the kind of test approaches or steps that a healthcare app would go through. I want to hear our feedback on this. Let's see if you agree or disagree with me. Do you think the kind of testing steps a healthcare app would go through would be the same as the testing approaches a gaming app would go through? What do we think? Hello, can you hear me? I don't know. It's just the moderator that is. You said? Okay. Are you serious? This the same first slide. Oh, not. I've been. Oh, I've been. You should have brought it to my attention. I've been sharing. Just let me confirm what you can see now. What can you see now? Okay, thank you, hosts. Does somebody else wants to say something? Please, can you see what I'm currently doing now? Is like the is it moving? 'Cause I'm trying to move. I'm moving the. Can you see something that I'm moving? Is it moving or is it just stagnant? No, no, that's fine. I was trying to. I tried to. I put it on projection mode, on slideshow mode. I think that's why it's not. It wants me to just move from looking at it here. I put it on slideshow mode and I was moving and speaking. Maybe that was why it wasn't working. Yes, yes. All right. That's fine. So, like I was saying, for let me see what somebody put in the chat box. Uh, okay, not the same approach. All right. Yeah. So that's why I said contextual awareness. You need to put yourself in the shoes of your customers to be able to develop products or develop testing strategy that aligns with their needs. I also highlighted emotional awareness. We all know AI can't read team dynamics or they can't empathize with user struggles. So we as QA professionals, we need to understand um, the frustration that users would have in terms of accessibility, uh, that AI might technically validate, but practically users don't have that access. So emotional awareness is also an important skill um, that we need to develop, and it also touches on building relationships as well. So being able to work with people, your interpersonal skill, and all of that. So for effective communication, um, we need to be able to, because one thing I've noticed, not just in QA, but also in a lot of other functions, uh, people don't actually know how to, or professionals, let me use the word professionals, don't know how to relate what they do to the bottom line. So we are coming to, like, and we know executives, senior executive, they're only interested. I'm hearing the noise from the background. I don't know if you can mute. I don't know if it's the host now. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, and senior executives are much more interested in the bottom line. This thing, how does it help us make money? How does it help us cut costs? That's the language they know. That's the language business executive, the C-suite executive. They're not interested in the operational bit of we need this one, this one will do this. Is it cutting costs? Is it bringing in money? So that's the two important metric, because no, they don't have a lot of time. They are very busy. So when you are coming to them and you want to have conversations with them, you have to be very straightforward, go straight to the point, hit the nail on the head in terms of how what you are proposing or what you are not agreeing with is either bringing revenue to the business or cutting costs. Like, so in terms of um, effective communication, sir, I can hear you. Okay, okay. All right. All right. This is like the final slide. So you need to be able to tell them the API, that, for example, you are not just telling them that we are the API and all of that is slow and doesn't work. You are telling them this slowness of our API is costing us $10,000 in lost sales per hour. You don't just tell them this API is slow, it's not working, it's making people complain. No, how is it making us lose money? That's what they want to hear. You understand? So and finally it's adaptability. For adaptability, you need to know how to learn. Like we said, some organizations are transforming digitally. So and for AI, you have to retrain them, replace them. But for humans, those who can learn fast, would be the employees that will be kept within the system, even when they are laying off people for AI and all of that. Yeah. So next slide, please. So, like I said, AI won't replace humans, but instead, humans, the humans that use AI will outperform those without it. And if you see one of the CEO of Catalan, what he said the shift towards AI powered test isn't just accelerating, it's inevitable. The CS report validates that we've long believed AI professionals, unsung heroes of software, are navigating intense pressure to move faster without compromise. So he's definitely saying that looking at the future of work, we belong to teams who can combine AI fluency with human insight. So he's basically talking about people able to combine AI with their own human capability will be the one leading the future. So thank you so much, everyone. And if you have questions, do let me know. Next slide, please. Questions. Yeah.